Welcome to the Neon Apes live show here. We are blindfolded. As you can see, I'm going to steal a line from Good Mythical Morning. As you can see, we can't. We thought it would be a very interesting, concept of a live show if we just had blindfolds on the whole time. So we cannot see our audio levels. We can't see how long we've been recording for. We cannot respond to chat. And we don't know how long we've been going for. So, I don't know. Yeah, we just thought it'd be a fun, weird, stupid experiment. So how are you doing, Matthew? It's been like, a minute since we've had our blindfolds on?
I can't see anything. So one of my 5 main senses has been deprived of me.
Isn't that supposed to mean that all your other senses are heightened or whatever? Like if a slug licked you on your back, do you think it would be a better feeling or a worse feeling than it would normally be?
I think I would freak out.
Yeah, I probably would too.
I don't know. Does a slug have a tongue? It might.
Do slugs have tongue? Well, them sliming up all on you probably feels like a tongue, right?
Okay. But you said lick.
I did say lick. I did specify lick. Also, I am just constantly I'm so anxious right now that our mics aren't muted or we have our music still going or it's not recording. But I think we got everything good, and I think it would be a disservice if I checked those things right now. Probably, right? I don't know.
I hope this works.
What?
Otherwise, we just look like a bunch of blind, and mute, and then that's 2 senses gone.
Yeah, we could literally just be I think there was a chance I almost accidentally didn't unmute our mics, and then we would have just been talking for 45 minutes or however long this ends up going. Also, Daniel is not here. He wanted to send his best regards, best wishes to you guys. He really wanted to partake in this experiment, but life is life sometimes. So it's just me and Matthew. But honestly, this kind of makes us a little bit more isolated in our bubble here a little bit, because if Dan was here, that we'd have more spatial awareness of the room, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm talking into my mic correctly. I keep touching my mic very gently to see if I'm if I'm talking correctly, but I don't know. There could be people in chat right now just absolutely making fun of us. We might not even be live. What if we weren't even live, Matthew? That would be
unfortunate, but we would still be recording, right?
That's true. Yeah. I'm pretty, man. See, that's the thing. I'm so worried that we aren't recording or something, but I'm pretty sure we are. See, I think this might be, if anything, a good exercise for us. Cause I know ever since we started doing the live component of, Neon Apes, here during season 3 or whatever we're calling it. I feel like we've been kind of paying attention to our cameras and our mic levels a little too much. I mean, mic levels are important. So we could just be peeking the crap out of everything. This may be the worst podcast episode we make, but
I mean, I could see why, because we're blind while doing it.
Yeah.
I can't even where the mic is.
Yeah, this is I don't know, this is kind of giving me I don't know, not PTSD, but a reminder of Subnautica, because I was obviously telling Matthew off camera, but I had a sub goal to do to play Subnautica, and I have an irrational fear of swimming in 3D games and going out of bounds, and that game was horrible. Even editing the video of for YouTube, I was having a little bit of anxiety. So I don't know. I'm not scared of the dark or anything.
You did that for yourself because you knew you would get people interested because you knew you were afraid. But that's just so funny to me because I would never.
You wouldn't even play Subnautica anyways?
I wouldn't. Maybe Subnautica. I wouldn't. I don't want to play Subnautica for the same reason. You probably don't want to, because just swimming around in an ocean and things trying to eat you.
Yeah.
But there are other things that I'm irrationally afraid of that I don't want to do, and you couldn't pay me money to do.
Well, see, that's kind of. I'm sure there is an amount of money I could pay you, though, right? Or no?
I mean, yeah.
Well, what's an irrational fear you have?
I mean, I don't want to skydive.
Okay. See, but I feel like a skydiving game would probably be a lot better than a.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
if there was
I wouldn't set a goal to set myself to do that.
Dude, I want to go skydiving at some point in my life. We have a friend, Aaron, who's been on the podcast a long time ago. Dude, he's a skydiving freaking pro, dude. He did it so many times tandem where he's allowed to skydive by himself, because I think you have to go skydiving 20 times or something.
I think so.
And it's $200 a pop. every time you skydive. So that means he spent what, like 2,000, 3,000 just to do it himself. Which, I mean, to be fair, that's his. That was his hobby for a while, so I'm not like blaming anyone. I probably wasted more money on cosmetics and video games easily over the years, so can't really say much on that. But no, I mean that's I did it because it was a sub goal. It was things people were excited about. But I definitely the next sub goal I'm gonna do is Wizard 101, like the ultimate comfort game for me. You played Wizard 101, right?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, I don't know why I said it like that.
Because, like, you're a wizard, with a W. Like the...
Yeah, that's why I said
just
that. Just
every word you say has to be...
Do you think wizards, like, if there's, like, a wizard academy, do you think, like, their prank, like their... The pranking, the senior prank is just way worse there?
Like, they just turn the teachers into, like, toads, and they never turn them back?
Was there a senior prank in Hogwarts? I don't think there was.
I don't think so. Maybe there were like troublemakers
because their
people.
Senior year, Harry Potter was like fighting.
What the TV just started. Okay, did you take your blindfold off? Don't take it off.
I kind of did, but I just wanted to see what was going on.
Did you accidentally touch a remote?
I think so.
Do you know where the remote is? We have to find this without taking our blindfolds off. Do you know where it is?
I don't think so.
Where did whoever just opened the door, help us? Do you have a remote? Do you see a remote? Oh wait, was that me? Was it over here? What is happening? I was given a remote. Thank you, whoever just walked in. I don't know.
I don't know if that was...
Okay, maybe what happened was I have my remote, or I guess I have the remote on this over here.
It was you.
And I didn't touch it. I think my water bottle grabbed it. Like, I think my water bottle, because my water bottle's over here. Okay, well, are you back in position where your mic is?
Yeah. That was an encounter. Why did that have to happen while we were blindfolded? I did take it off for a sec because I just wanted to know what was going on. No!
What
Turn it off!
What is happening? What?
Turn it off.
That didn't move then. Is that a PlayStation controller doing that then? What is happening? What is happening? Are we being gaslit? I don't understand what's happening.
No, it has to be like the PS4, like someone, like the PS4's turning on or something.
Why would the PS4 be turning on? All the PlayStation controllers are in here, right? Do you think... No, because I don't think I heard anyone else come into our apartment. I know we're like, having some people come over after we record. But oh man, so you did accidentally take the blindfold off for a second. Is that what you said?
Yeah, for like a millisecond.
Okay, well, I mean that's fine. I mean it is what it is, right? I almost ripped it off, man, dude. This is weird. Like, I mean, like blindfold. I mean, like yeah, like. It's not like the weirdest thing ever. People use these to go to sleep. I actually tried to use these for sleep last night, and we didn't really get the most like bougie, things. They're not very comfortable for sleeping. I know you said you were gonna try to use these for sleeping, right?
I'll try.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know if it was comfortable enough for you. I don't know. It's just it wasn't doing it for me. But man, dude, it's like I do feel like a little bit more not aware, but
the thing I would use them for is to block out light. But I can still, like, I get this is probably a very well lit room at the moment, but even in the morning with my blindfolds closed, I feel like this would still like.
You would still have a little bit of light, but it probably is like 90% better.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know, because like at least for my room, I sleep in a little bit because my sleep schedule is so messed up. Probably similar. No, because you, dude, this madman, because we're obviously roommates ever since Bor moved out. And this madman, we'll like stay up till like 4 a.m. watching, what is that, Mythos?
Oh, the Monument Mythos.
Monument Mythos, which is just these like fake or like alternate history, conspiracy theory type videos, sort of SCP vibe. We'll stay up until 3 or 4 a.m. watching stuff, and then like I'll sleep in until like noon, 11 a.m. maybe. I come out and Matthew's like, yeah, I woke up at like 8, got like 4 hours of sleep. Like, I don't know how you do that, dude. Like,
I don't want to do that. I don't usually do that when I stay up that late. I don't try to for that reason, but when I do, which is a lot recently.
So how do you make up that sleep? Like,
Sometimes I honestly sometimes naps. Sometimes
Oh, dude, naps make me like grouchy. Honestly,
no, I don't like doing them because honestly they always make me worse than I was before.
I have heard that the optimal nap time is 90 minutes though, because a full REM cycle is 90 minutes. And if you wake up, sometimes why you wake up feeling like more rested than others is like depending on where you woke up in your REM cycle and how many REM cycles you got through. And REM, I think, is like, what does it stand for? Like rapid eye movement or something. It's where your eyes are like looking around even though you're asleep. That's like when you're actually getting rested. So if you nap for 90 minutes, that theoretically gets you a whole nap cycle. So, fun fact of the day. Man, I really hope we're live and we're recording and people could, dude.
We're just talking.
What? Yeah. What if we just literally? Yeah, we're
talking to a void.
We are talking into it, dude. This is weird, man. This is weird because like. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, because also this is another thing. Normally we try to shoot for about 45 minutes per live show. We didn't set an alarm or anything like that. We just got to go until we guess. So I imagine we've been talking for about 5 minutes, maybe upwards of 10. I can't imagine going longer than that. How long do you think we've been talking for?
For like how long? Probably like 10, maybe 15.
You think maybe 15?
I don't think it's been that long though.
Yeah, I don't know. No, but this is interesting. I wonder what other like experiences would be like crazy to do while blindfolded, like roller coasters. That'd be a fun.
Roller coaster would be interesting.
That'd be a fun bit.
But I feel like you would kind of tell where you're going.
A little bit, yeah. But I'm sure like some of those like crazy like twists and twirls like last minute might get you.
Yeah.
This reminds me when back when I was younger, I actually had a real like Dance Dance Revolution like metal pad because one Christmas. My parents got me like one of the cheap like PlayStation 1 plastic, pads, and it did not work at all. And I think my dad felt bad, and so for like the next couple months, he just like tried to find a real one on Craigslist, and he eventually found one for cheap. And he what's it called? I feel like I just heard the door open, but I think that's just me like being so on edge because we're like blindfolded.
I didn't hear it,
but either way, I played this one song so much where I then like acted as if I could do it blindfolded, and I would get a like bandana and I would fold it in a specific way where I could so easily see through the bandana, and I would like show my parents and my family. I'd be like, "See, like look, like I can do it like blindfolded," and it was like a hard song, and I was just lying. I was just gaslighting my family. Like, I just could see. We cannot see through those. We can kind of see, if we open our eyes, I can see a little bit of light, like, coming from where my nose is. So I'm just kind of keeping my eyes closed. But, man.
Yeah, blind life is very interesting so far. I still can hear. I don't think you lose hearing as well.
When you go blind.
But like I still hear like a normal person is what I was trying to say.
Oh yeah. We haven't gotten like super like Deadpool or not Deadpool, Daredevil level hearing because he's blind. Yeah. Man, can you imagine if you had to lose any of the 5 senses, touch, taste, smell, hearing, or sight? What would it be?
Honestly,
it wouldn't be sight. I feel like sight is like a very, very valuable thing. Anyone that is blind, man, you guys are troopers. I don't know how you. Well, I mean, obviously you adapt and you're forced to adapt, so I'm sure they don't want to hear that. But
say taste then. It would
taste,
suck,
yeah.
But all the others are
maybe smell.
Boring. Oh, smells too.
Because smell, if you lose your smell, that's the thing. You do lose some of your taste though.
Yeah,
that's the thing. But if you lose
then
your
it's
taste,
less taste than the actual taste.
Yeah, but if you lose your taste, I don't think that affects your smell.
I think we did. I mean, not that we did, but fucking smell.
Smell?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because my mind went thought like weed
sense is just weed.
Like weed loses because you don't have to worry about like smelling like stinky shit when you like pass through.
Well, you do still have to worry about that. You just don't smell it. So if anything, I would be worried about that more.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it going to other places. What I'm trying to say.
Oh, but yeah, you would still have to worry about you smelling like that. But I could see that. That would probably. Okay, what amount of money would it take for you to make your eyesight lose your eyesight?
I
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like I'm trying to think like just ridiculous amount of money, but like I don't know.
Yeah, like if
I like movie. I really like movies. To be
$500
honest, I like watching them.
At least that's an experience that you can somewhat still have.
Yeah,
like
no,
with,
and like not to disparage people that are actually blind.
Yeah,
and have these things. It's obviously not a good thing for that to happen to you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair. Obviously, like there are people that flourish. I think that's a word. Without their eyesight. But yeah, the only way I would say like I would be worth like losing my eyesight is if like either the amount of money I got or like some like wizard or something guaranteed me like a Daredevil level ability, which if any of you guys don't know who Daredevil is, just a Marvel superhero, pretty decent series that Matthew told me apparently is actually getting a new season made for, even though it got canceled. But he's just like the stereotypical like Spidey sense, right? Like
yeah, he's just blind, but they just exaggerate his ability to use that blindness. I don't know why. Because it's definitely more than your average blind person.
Yeah,
I think blind people are pretty good, but he's really good.
So what we're saying is, if anyone's blind, they should or should not attempt to be a superhero.
Yes.
You got. That was a good way to. That was a good. I tried to trip you up there.
You should have a villain called Reverse Daredevil. That's just someone that's deaf that can see super well.
That'd be so OP though. That'd be infinitely better.
How would that be infinitely better?
I don't know. I just think
you can sneak up on him.
Losing your sight. What do you mean?
He's deaf, so you can just go behind him. Same with Daredevil. Like Daredevil basically isn't blind with how good.
Yeah, that is fair. But like, what if his vision's so good it's almost like a 360-degree vision?
If he could see vibrations, that'd be one thing or something. Because like,
I mean,
literally, Daredevil gets like his thing.
Say.
Daredevil somehow just like negates his blindness with that. So
yeah, like it constantly shows like quote unquote what it looks like for Daredevil, and it's like this tinted red like whole creepy thing. But yeah, he can just see through like echolocation almost. Like he's like a bat or something.
Every time I watch the trailer for Morbius, he goes like, I have developed some kind of bat radar. I'm like, echolocation? Like he says like bat radar.
Yeah. Didn't Anna, our friend, one of the people on the podcast a long time ago, tell us that a lot of bats aren't actually blind?
Yeah, no, that's a myth. They say that in Daredevil. They make a joke about that.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
In what context do they? Well, I don't know if you would do that.
Because Foggy says no offense, like blind as a bat, no offense, and then like he's like, no, Foggy, they're not
blind. So they just have echolocation. I think it's just the fact that they're in dark caves, but eventually, I mean, their eyes adapt to that. So it being dark in there, I don't think matters to them, right? Or
yeah, they can see. They use. It's just echolocation helps, or like it's better.
Okay, so now what about what amount of money would you need to have slightly blind vision where you can only see if it's pitch black? And the more light there is, the harder you can see. So maybe your eyes have like weird light sensitivity.
I guess I would just how much money?
I don't know. That's a weird question to ask, because yeah. But like, I don't know. That's just an interesting thought. Like, yeah, like what if, dude, this is making me sleepy almost.
Yeah,
like,
no, I can see why these help, because like there's nothing for me to input. Yeah.
Do you think this would be good for I don't know why, but like for younger children, maybe some that like, or this, I don't know. I hope this doesn't sound ignorant, but like say there's like a child that's like really on the spectrum or something, right? And they have the what is it called? Where like sensory overload, where like when there's too many noises and too many things going on, their brain just doesn't know how to process it. I mean, I wonder if like just throwing one of these on them would help, but like. You can't do that for the rest of the life.
I don't know if that is something you should do, but
no, definitely not. But I wonder if temporarily it would help calm them down. It probably is on a case-by-case basis, maybe, or
maybe like really young toddlers, maybe. But I don't know. I think blinding them would just make them more.
But you're taking away like 50% of the senses, or
I guess but like
30% of the senses.
I'm just saying, I have no idea. I do not know.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't either. I wonder if you could somehow turn this into a game to make a kid try to take a nap, because I do think this probably makes you a little bit more sleepy. And kids are little pieces of shit that like need to take naps sometimes, probably.
Yeah.
So how could you turn this into a game?
How could you turn blindfolds?
Yeah, into a
trick
game.
them into sleeping into a game.
Yeah. Because that's what it seems like you got to do with kids.
I think what you gotta do is you gotta, like, I guess, have them think of something in their head. Like, give them a game where they gotta think for like 30 seconds and it'll call on them. And you just keep doing that until they just knock themselves out. That's what I'm imagining. Because you have to let them be in their head for a...
Yeah, you got to give them a task to think about. So almost like the count sheep jumping over.
That could work against you, though, and they could like be stubborn and like persevere to do what you're doing, though.
Yeah. Man, talking about kids, I don't want to go like too dark, so we don't have to like go into this like super crazy. But I know we were talking a little bit off camera when we were going for a walk, like with all of the recent school shooting stuff and everything, especially here in freaking Texas. It's kind of scary, like the thought of having kids. I mean, on one hand, the world may be ending. Slowly, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Bone scientist, though.
I'm a bone scientist.
Yes.
Isn't that a paleontologist, or is that a paleontologist?
It's a bonologist.
Are you lying to me?
No. Yes, I am. I don't know why my first answer.
You lied to me twice.
I didn't mean to say that. I mean to say yes.
You're so by default defensive of your like Matthew shenanigans. Oh man, yeah. So what did you say? What did you say they were called?
A bonologist.
A bonologist.
Like a bonologist. Bonologist.
A bonologist. It almost sounds like a banana. Like a bananologist.
I got you on camera. I got a gibby. I got a gibby on you.
A gibby on me?
Yeah, that's my new catchphrase.
What does that mean? What?
I got you.
Oh.
Yeah. Josh.
Is John?
John is when you...
No. Yeah. But who's the guy on the reality show where they're like, oh, a homeless guy dropped a wallet and some guy like takes it, and then the guy pops out and he's like, hi, my name's like John, blah, blah, blah. And this is the show. Like, what would you do?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the dude's name, though, but I know who you're talking about.
There's like a whole meme on TikTok is like people be like see like some like annoying kid and just like beat the kid senseless. Like it's not like show, it's like, an off camera like joke. And then like it's like, oh, hello, my name's blah, blah, blah from what would you do? like so man, okay, what about if we just went in public and just started putting blindfolds on people? Do you think people would try to throw hands?
Yeah, I think if you the thing is, Holden, you can ask that question and it can involve touching people in any way. And for the most part, eventually, yeah. Like, all right, Holden, what if I went to like all the women at the Kroger's and like just opened up their purses and started putting like Flonase on it? Flonase or whatever they're called. Those little nasal sprays.
Yeah. The allergy spray.
No. Instead, I took one out and I sprayed it in their little... they would attack me. They would stop me. I don't know, like just any physical like thing, except not everything, because like obviously like bumping into them and stuff. But like,
how famous do you think you have to be able to walk into the nearest supermarket and spray Flonase on someone's purse and them not get pissed?
Not get pissed?
Because like if like The Rock,
I think it matters at a case by case basis. If you got The Rock is a good one. Because everyone recognizes The Rock.
Because if he walked up,
immediately everyone would
do
think
whatever he wants.
Everyone would think, okay, I'm going to get paid at the end of this, like some kind of compensation or something. That's what they think, or like it's a bit. But yeah.
The show Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
That's a show I love. I mean, I used to watch like all the clips or episodes. But apparently they got so famous that it actually became somewhat difficult for them to like go do like pranks on people, because people would instantly like recognize them, and like so they had to like go to like more obscure areas in the US that might not know them. And I mean, plus like you just try stuff enough, eventually you'll find people that don't know you.
That's hilarious.
But no, I think one of the guys, it was like 4 lifelong friends that, joke all over, the whole show was 4 of them, and now it's only 3 of them because I think one of them got cheated on.
Oof.
And so it wasn't even, as far as I know, it wasn't him doing anything. It was him getting cheated on, I think. And so he's like, he quit the show to like focus on, man, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, it does suck.
Especially like, when you build this show with your friends and it's been all about like the 4 of you, like is he gonna like come back in future seasons? I follow him on TikTok.
It must have blindsided him.
Hey, we gotta come up with at least 2 more blind puns.
I'm glad you gave your like a verbal, like a auditory.
Oh, so you knew I was like,
yeah, excited.
I was valid. Yeah. Cause you can't see that. So I don't know what's more blind stuff.
What's more blind stuff?
Dude, how long do you think we've been doing this for? Like 20 minutes now?
Probably.
I'm thinking 15 to 20 minutes.
I bet, like the thing is like they could see how long it's been, so this could be like 10 minutes now. Like the 10 minutes just passed, and we just are looking like a bunch of jackasses.
Yeah. Are you still talking in your mic? I keep touching it constantly to like I'm trying not to like make too much noise on it, but
I can. Yeah, I know where it is.
I keep getting, dude, I swear if we're not live, also just the fact that like we are live and there is a Twitch chat that I could like look at if I just took my blindfold off, but that's not allowed, We're
allowed to see that.
We're not allowed to see that. That's honestly the worst part about this whole experience for me is the not knowing if we're even live or like we're muted.
Yeah. Why did we let Daniel make us do this? There's a reason he's not here with us today.
No, see, what would have been nice if we had actually had Dan behind the camera, like managing the audio levels, but I guess that this is part of the experiment. Like, because if we had someone watching this whole thing, there would be a lot less anxiety on that regard.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that makes this experiment better or worse. But man, this just makes me think of because there's tons of like blind gamers and probably blind streamers. Obviously it's a lot harder than other disabilities, but other disabilities though, like people like that like unfortunately are like missing arms or whatever. Freaking Microsoft, man, with that Microsoft adaptive controller or whatever, there's some like $120 controller or something that Xbox sells that you can like just fully custom. I mean, like it is crazy. So people use that to make foot pedals, maybe, so they can use feet to press buttons or, whatever you want. I mean, it is so crazy how, there's a type of stuff you could do with that, but I'm trying to think like what could you do with being blind, right? Like, I mean, there's maybe some games that have like a narration accessibility option, but I can't imagine very many of them have that, right? That's gotta be, but like, I think some like shooters and stuff like that have that where it's like, it just describes what what's happening or whatever. Is your phone going off, Matthew?
Yeah. It's on vibrate though.
No, I'm just like, dude, any sensation, man. Any sensation. Dude, you're not even allowed to look at it. I don't know if you are looking at it right now.
I'm not looking at it. I was just stopped it.
Yeah. I just didn't know what that was. I still remember when I might have told this story on the podcast before, when we were in middle school, I think, and we were friends. I think I kept getting annoyed that like you kept missing my calls or something or my texts. So you could make custom vibration patterns. So I literally just took your phone and I just like I'm tapping on my microphone right now, but I just and then that probably lasted for what, a couple of years? You had that vibration pattern?
I think so. Yeah. I never took it off.
And that never annoyed you?
And a little bit. I think it annoyed you more than anything.
Yeah, I remember it annoying me before as well. But
still calling me. Why does all this happen right when
we're not allowed to, dude, there could be some like emergency going on, dude, and we wouldn't know, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've probably been live for like 20 to 25 minutes now, is my guess. This is fascinating. Even if this is the worst thing ever, I think this was just like an experiment that I wanted to try out, because that's what we're trying to do with the podcast here is do like fun little experiments and stuff like that. So obviously we can't read it now, but anyone in chat or in comments or anything like that, if you ever have any quirky ideas future episodes. I know one thing we were bouncing around for a while was both or getting like a Beyblade starter set and doing that, but I don't know how that would be on mics or on audio platforms unless it like somehow was like the best ASMR. What if that's how we get famous, Matthew? We become a Beyblade ASMR channel. Also, I have hair in my mouth. I don't know how that got there.
I think that. What would that just sound like? It would just sound like we're just spitting on.
It would probably be terrible ASMR because it would be like plastic getting scratched with occasional like slamming of metal and plastic. Like, I can't imagine that sounding very good. Speaking of ASMR, I'm about to have to do an ASMR stream again because that was a community challenge, like with channel points.
Oh, really?
So I've done one before. Caitlin watches a little bit of ASMR, so she prepped me. So I'll have to get her to prep me again. But it's interesting. It's interesting. I remember last time I had like containers I was opening and closing, and obviously you do the like, oh, hello everyone, my name is like, I don't know if our mics are even picking that up, but
that's funny.
This reminds me of getting a massage almost, because like when like I've only gotten like one or two like actual.
I remember
massages.
one time I was curious. I looked up crying ASMR.
Crying ASMR?
Yeah, that existed.
Was it what? Was it just someone crying? That was it?
Yeah, it was someone fake crying, I guess, near a microphone.
Oh no, that's sad. Well, I guess it was fake. Or
yeah,
is it? How do you know?
I don't know.
What if there's like, this is really bad, but what if it was like some like domestic abuse situation?
Why do you go to these extreme assumptions with everything? You know, if you see the world like this,
I don't. Well, I don't know. But like, so yeah, so a situation happens, and then she just decides to capitalize. Okay, here, this will be a positive story. She decides to capitalize it by crying every time that it happens, and then she becomes famous, and then she can move out, and she's rich and famous from her crying ASMR. Dude, I imagine all of those ASMR videos get like millions of views. Like, I mean, not all of them, obviously, but have you seen some of the ASMR on Twitch? Like
no.
the ones where it's literally like they have mics they look like and resemble ears, and they're literally like licking them, like they're going like, but like very seductively without like barely any clothes. Which like I mean whatever. I mean people are watching it. There's an audience for it. I ain't judging it or shaming it.
I want to know what my face is. the face, my blindfolded face when you made that noise.
What did that awaken something inside of you?
It did the opposite. It made me want to go back into hibernation.
Back in, you say that as if like you hibernate regularly.
No, but like awakening something was like, I'm guessing is like some part of yourself you didn't have, and then like. So
you might have had something inside of you that has just died and rotted.
Yes.
Because of me.
What you did to me.
So if I just keep doing that, will you die? Like if I rot enough pieces of the insides of you.
I mean, I'm sure if you kept rotting organ by organ inside of me, I would eventually drop. Yes.
I mean, is that what's happening? You probably only need one organ. If just out of nowhere, any even unnecessary organ started rotting inside of you,
rotting is
dude,
a lot.
you're probably dead, man.
Dude, that's a good point.
Because like that probably just gets in your bloodstream and like very quickly. Like, I don't think that's a very good thing.
No.
So let's try to avoid rotting our organs.
If I had a genie wish, I would wish for him to create 3 more genies.
Okay, and then they all just kill you because you didn't specify anything.
I thought Genie just wanted to fuck with you. I didn't know they wanted to fucking like beat the shit out of you.
Have you heard some of the stories of like, dude, they act as if you have done like the greatest like wronging to like Genie kind, like in the way they try to like monkey paw you. Like,
no, but that's just like they don't just attack you.
Yeah, but that would be the monkey paw. You say, "Can I have more genies?" And he's like, "Yeah, here we go." They all happen to be like serial killer genies, though. So like, have fun with that.
Well, just say that then.
What do you mean say that? Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I didn't specify why they wanted to kill you. They could kill you for a lot of reasons.
Did you see that Reddit post where that guy made like a 3-paragraph like essay about like how to specify Like,
Oh, to a genie.
yeah,
What was the takeaway? Do you have a takeaway?
it was. He literally phrased, "This cannot inconvenience me in any way." In the wish, like he was just like, "This cannot."
That's a good catch-all.
Like this can't like literally, yeah, because like if it has to be exactly how you word it, if you just word it like this cannot work against me in any way that I would be negative. But then at that point, how does wish work? Does it just constantly
See, okay,
fluctuate?
so there could still be a monkey paw where you like. Do you think this would work if someone was like, "Hey, I want to become famous, but I and they say all the things. This can't inconvenience me. This can't impact my life in a negative way. Like yada yada yada." What if it's such a good wish that he became so famous that he then gets assassinated? Like, is that on the genie? Like, because at that point, it's like, well, then you can't have. I don't know how much that works. Would the genie just?
Well,
be
I
like,
could see it just being the monkey paw being. You're just miserable because you just have everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
at that
yeah,
point,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the monkey paw.
But technically, that's inconveniencing, though, or
I guess
a negative
but
experience. So, like,
that's just an extra. That's a philosophy. Like, I don't know how you would do that in general.
yeah,
How does nothing inconvenience you, or how is nothing like
exactly, because
you're
like,
just God at that point?
you can't stop yourself from. being
The
upset.
monkey paw could be the wish just makes you not feel negative emotion to these things.
Oh.
So you're never inconvenienced or something.
Yeah, but like all these terrible things are happening to you, but you just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Also, when you went like, ooh, because we're blindfolded, I legit like my heart like skipped a beat. I was like, what was that? It's so quiet in here, dude.
Is it really?
Is it really? Dude, what if it's only been 5 minutes?
That would be hell.
I feel like, dude, if this podcast ever like actually becomes popular,
What if blind people just live in like another like way of time?
I'd like you to elaborate this here.
No, I'm good actually.
You're good.
Yeah, let's just. I'm done talking about blind people. Let's talk about deaf people for once. Yeah.
Deaf people, yeah, screw them. No, just kidding. Man, I mean, speaking of like deaf and not having things, like, you know, there's like a room or whatever that like takes away all noise or something. So most people can only last a couple minutes in there because eventually you start hearing like all the bodily functions of your body, like the blood moving and like your heart beating, and then you start going insane. So I think like people have a hard time even staying more than 10 minutes in
You
that
hear
room.
your heart beating?
Yeah, like if you're in a room that is like specifically designed to take all sound out of the room, you eventually, the only sound, and you're the only one in there, the only sound is going to be all of your blood flowing, like your heart beating, your bones creaking, and that probably ends up just becoming really loud, you know? But
Imagine that.
yeah, you also have the just pure white nothing room. I know Vsauce made a video on that. On
Vsauce here.
his YouTube Red series, which was actually really good. I think I got like a free month to YouTube Red back when this was a thing, like when the YouTube Red originals were a thing, and you had to pay to access them. I watched every single one of those Vsauce ones, and they were so good, dude. They were so good. I like what YouTube did back then. You know,
Yeah.
they handed a bunch of money to a bunch of actual YouTubers, and just saw what happened. I still don't like what happened with PewDiePie though. I think he had like a couple episodes of like "Don't Scare PewDiePie," and I saw the first one that was free. It was like
Yeah,
they
but
put
from
him in a
YouTube
hospital,
standpoint, I can see why they did it.
and then he said the N-word, and then
It's a little unfair, especially when they gave like I think Logan Paul got to do his second movie, even after he did his bullshit.
yeah, like. I mean, I don't
Which
want to
is
like try
way
to
worse.
compare
I'm gonna
like
be honest.
apples to oranges, but yeah, what Logan Paul did in Japan was infinitely worse than PewDiePie saying the N-word. I mean, they're both really bad, but yeah, filming a dead body and joking about it in a freaking suicide forest and then just being extremely disrespectful, probably not the best, right?
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, like, do you think it's like a money going to their head thing, or is like, I don't know, when you're like a musician or something like that, you got to just, I don't know, try to have like an ego. Like, I don't know, like, do you think it's an ego thing? Like, do you think it's like because he's so famous, or do you think he's just a twat? You know?
I think,
or a mix of both.
It's definitely a mix of both. I think it's the personality. He had that dude bro attitude, and it was super appealing to a bunch of younger kids.
Yeah.
And he got famous, and it just went to his head. And then kind of mellowed out as things went on, but it seems like he's still doing shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, I see clips of his podcast on TikTok and stuff every now and then. And I mean, like you know, some of it's like, you know, funny or entertaining or all right. Like, you know, I mean, I'm sure it's just like what we do, right? I mean, we post we get like 3 micro content clips from each episode, you know, and plaster that on TikTok or whatever and YouTube, which if you're not following us on those places, but yeah, no, I don't know. It's interesting. I do like, you know how Logan Paul and KSI created some energy drink company or whatever? I don't know, some sports drink.
Yeah.
They had Oliver Tree, a musician that I really like. I think Matthew likes, you know, decent amount. He's like that guy with like a bowl cut that's like really just obnoxious, and it's all like I mean, that's an understatement, honestly. But he went on the podcast with Logan Paul and KSI, and he's like, "Hey guys, like, yo, I just created my own sports drink." And they were like what? Like we just did that. And like, you know, I think theirs is called like Prime or something like that. And Oliver Tree pulls his out, and the packaging looks identical to KSI and Logan Paul's, but his isn't called like whatever it is. It's like one letter off or something. It's called like slime or like, you know, something like that. And like, I mean, it was just probably fake beef drama. I mean, obviously that's what Oliver Tree is about. But I thought it was like the most hilarious thing ever. Like, that is pretty funny. Because like, you know, they acted all like upset and stuff like that. But you want to be interesting if you were blind and were a taste tester or a food critic.
I feel a food critic would be interesting.
Because you couldn't critique the way the food was presented and the plating, which I've watched enough cooking shows that my girlfriend Caitlin watches to know that is very important.
Because you want them to actually eat it.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't want it to just look like a steaming pile of dog turds with some asparagus on it.
But like, what if it's good? Does it matter if it's good then?
Well, if it's good, that probably matters more. Like, in the times where there's been bad plating in these competitions and then it tastes really good, they're like, oh, this looked terrible, but like, it was so good. So like, ultimately what matters is it tasting better. But like, I mean, you got to make it look. I mean, if you're trying to be a fancy,
I mean, it's like having like a terrible
chef.
Like cover for a game, or like something like you just something that just doesn't make you want to get the book or something. Like you're like, why do you make it look like this?
Yeah,
it was,
and they really don't like when it looks really really pretty, but then it's garbage. Just like, I guess, you know, a video game or.
Well, that's almost, I feel like that's more annoying.
Yeah, no, for sure. That makes me think of watch some video essays back in the day of like video game box art being translated from like Japan to like the United States back in the day, you know, when you know, video game covers were like more of a thing and stuff like that, like on the NES or PlayStations or whatever. And like the Japanese box art would be super cool. It would be really thematic based on what the game was, you know. So if it was some space game, it'd be like space bugs crawling all over the place. But every time it was brought to the United States, they removed all the cool packaging and just put a chick with big boobs on, or like a heroic looking guy as like the main.
I could see that.
Like, and the video essay was going on about how like during like the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 era, every single United States like AAA game box art was just a dude, like a badass looking dude and a gun. Yep.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know that era.
I mean, you got like what, like, you know, Uncharted and Tomb Raider and freaking Halo 4, though. I don't remember what the other Halo box arts.
I know if I remember right, the Metal Gear games had some great fucking art
in Japan.
Yeah,
in Japan, and then they got localized and they just like slap like Mr. Metal Gear himself, whatever. What is Mr. Metal Gear's name?
Mr. Metal Gear.
Mr. Metal Gear.
No, that's what it is to you.
Solid Snake.
Yes,
that's what it is. But Mr. Metal Gear.
Mr. Metal Gear.
Dude, okay, so I got Matthew really into Survivor, and the main host of Survivor is called Jeff. And in the season that just finished, that was going on right now, one of our favorite characters, this big bulky dude, that's awesome, and he always called Jeff Mr. Jeff. Like every time, like in a challenge,
That's
he was
so
talking.
wholesome.
He's like, Mr. You know what, Mr. Jeff? I don't. But Mr. Solid Snake.
Mr. Metal Gear.
Or Mr. Metal Gear, sorry. Mr. Metal Gear. I mean, you got the alliteration. Mr. Metal.
No, that's honestly fucking hilarious. I'm going to use that from now on.
Mr. Metal.
That's like funnier than when I was watching Cowboy Bebop with people and then like the first like character showed up and I was like, oh my God, is that the Cowboy Bebop?
Is that the Cowboy Bebop? Oh man. Man, I don't know. You think we've been talking for like 30 minutes? Should we keep talking?
I
don't know if it's been around 45.
At some point, we're going to have to check. At some point, we're going to have to check.
No. Once the blindfolds come off, the podcast is over.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
So that's inevitable.
Yeah.
So do we just do another like 5 to 10 minutes to be safe?
Yeah, probably. Watch us. I can't imagine. I think like we've been probably within.
I think we definitely hit 20 to 30. Or definitely we're in that. I don't think we're less than 20.
Yeah, but I don't think we're at 40 yet.
No.
I don't think we're at 40. Before we fully quit, we need to both guess how long it's been. Like try to guess.
Okay.
But we obviously we don't gotta do that now. But it's crazy. Like just not having like. I don't know. I'm so. You know what? If anything,
this is coming from someone that just like set a timer for 20 minutes and just ran. So I definitely was paying attention to how long I was running, like on a treadmill. Like I still can't tell if it's been 20 minutes or not. Like how much time it's been.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's been 20.
Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely think it's been 20 minutes. It's just like we're so used to checking the chat, and even if we don't interact with chat, I mean, this episode we're literally not interacting with chat at all. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was literally zero chat. But like, I don't know, dude. What if this entire time we're not even live? That would be.
That's always on your mind. Just eliminate that.
Eliminate that.
Okay, we're not live. Then we can. That's fine. You know what? If we're not live, then we can just like upload it.
What if whoever entered the room whenever the TV shenanigans happened? What if they're still here?
That would have been terrible.
Like we take our blindfolds off and someone's just in our face.
Daniel just said something right now.
Oh my gosh! And now I'm almost getting like a little anxious, like waiting for someone to. Oh my dude! So freaking Daniel, podcast boy. He apparently actually I'm gonna tell the story this way. One day in this room, because this is like our hangout room. We have a TV, we got a PlayStation, we got our Steam links, all this sorts of stuff in here. Nice furniture, decent furniture, beanbag. All of a sudden, when we're hanging out in here, I notice that there's a creepy looking doll. Just here, and I'm like, I don't remember this. Who is this? Is this anyone's here? Like, what is this? And I just brushed it off, and a couple people started talking about it, and people were like Ryan or Red, who's been on the podcast before, was like really adamant. Like he's like, no, whose is this? Who? Because he's kind of like superstitious a little bit and stuff like that. And I was like, well, maybe it was like our old roommates, like Gavin or something like that. I did just hear the door open now, but. I was like, what is this? And it turns out that Daniel, this entire time had bought something from the thrift store and did that. Someone is definitely in this room right now. I know that for a fact. I feel someone's presence. So I
feel the air that came from the other room.
Either
do not try to.
Do not jump scare us. But that's either Red or Daniel here. But oh no. Is the door opening again? See, is that it opening and someone?
I think what happened was he was staring at us and he just closed it.
Do you think he's gone? Let's listen.
I think he's gone.
That is terrifying. I also feel like the light was turned on, but I don't.
No.
I don't know. Man.
Oh.
I heard that.
Of course you did.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I am Mr. Solid
Mr.
Mr.
Metal Gear.
Mr. Metal Gear. Mr. and Mrs. Metal Gear. Is there a
when a Metal Gear likes you? You know what the Metal Gear is? It's the mech that you see in those.
It's
series.
the mech?
Yeah.
What mech?
There's apparently
I heard a crack. Or was that your foot? That was not me. Someone's in here, dude. That is terrifying. I think someone's still in here.
I don't want to even think.
Okay, but there's a mech?
There's a mech in Metal Gear. It's I literally know nothing. You probably just, I wish Dan was here. It's called Metal Gear, and that's how half the stories are revolved around. They build a mech that can carry the nukes, and that's why it's a giant nuke allegory.
So they're trying to destroy the mech
for the most part in the game, because some evil faction has it and wants to use it on.
So Mr. Metal Gear is trying to destroy the Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. You think we've been around 45 minutes?
I think we're close.
I think we're probably pretty close. So someone is in here, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone is in here. Someone is freaking in here. God dang. But that is terrifying. But I don't know. What have we learned from this experience? Have we learned that being blind is probably not fun?
Yeah, being blind is.
I would not want to be blind here. Okay, now I think the person left. Whoever was in here now left. God, that is unnerving. That is so unnerving.
I think that was Ryan.
That was definitely Ryan. But okay, so my guess is we're at 42 minutes.
Okay. My guess, I'm going to say, just to be different from you, I'm going to say like more closer to like 35.
35? Okay, yeah. Cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed whatever this weird experience was. If there was any chat, I'm sure we'll read it after ending the podcast here. If you guys have any ideas for stupid bits like this, I hope this was worthwhile. This was kind of a fun bit, at least to do, even if this was like the worst thing ever. Our mics could have been muted or something, but yeah, let us know any bits you think would be good.
I don't know where to wave.
Yeah, probably in front of us because the camera is in front of us. So appreciate you if you're watching. You can listen on all podcast platforms you're listening. You can watch the video version. There's micro content that gets uploaded to YouTube and TikTok, so make sure you follow us there. You guys are awesome. So I guess I have to take the blindfold off here to turn it off, but I'm not going to say anything. See you guys later.